Welcome back to the show, everybody. Got another great one lined up for you today. Rosie Rios from Ripple's going to be on a new show, and it's pretty exciting. How about hashtag relist XRP? Well, guess what? It's happening again. State and local governments are looking to invest in crypto. We'll get into it. Coinbase taking a big step to expand their offering, and I do mean a big step. Ripple partners with PayDeck to expand their footprint. Oh, I'm sure it's probably nothing. And another Charles Gasparino clip from Neil Cavuto on Fox News, and believe me, it is straight fire covering Ripple and the Ethereum free pass. This is not the clip you saw in the first video this morning, and there's more. Charles Gasparino just tweeted moments ago that lawmakers are going to be getting involved. We'll give you all of it. Let's roll that beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradleyAbove, and everything that we're talking about here. $2.190 trillion crypto market cap this morning. 2.30 up this morning. We see the markets moving a little bit. Bitcoin now over 48,000. Ethereum over 3,600. Cardano 246, and XRP at $1.11. We're up 2% right now. Looking at the range on the price is 108.95 on the low end and 112.94 on the upper end. We're sitting at 111.21 right now. Let's go ahead and look at this. For those of you who don't remember, Rosie Rios, the 43rd Treasurer of the United States Department of Treasury, is a board member on Ripple, and she is going to be taking part in the Unicorn Hunter show. Listen to this quick clip here of her breaking down what she's going to be taking a part of here.
Show for way too many reasons. So just to kind of give you an overview of what it is, it's a reality series where I'm one of the panelists, along with Lance Bass from InSync and Steve Wozniak from Apple and others, where we get to decide whether we would invest in some pre-IPO companies who are making their pitch to us. And the best part is not only do we get to decide, but the audience can participate as well. And it's a great educational tool. When you watch the show on unicornhunters.com, you'll see that along the way, as we grill these founders, little pop-ups come up about some of the acronyms that we're using, some of the other kind of, details that folks should be learning about as they think about their own investments. So it's really fun. But the reason why I decided to do this show, first of all, it actually evolved from something that I worked on when I was in Treasury. So in 2011, we held our Access to Capital conference, specifically to address the lack of pre-IPO activity that was happening during the financial crisis and subsequently. And so that Access to Capital conference actually led to the formation of the task force that made the recommendations to Congress on what became known as the Jumpstart Our Business Startups Act of 2012, the Jobs Act. And so in that legislation, and subsequently with additional SEC rulings, were provisions specifically for crowdfunding that allows, again, these opportunities to even exist on this platform. So it's kind of fun. Here I am 10 years later, literally applying that experience to what we're doing now.
That is exciting, and I can't wait. Like a new version of Shark Tank with Rosie Rios from Ripple on that. I mean, that has got to be exciting, which reminds me to tell you about Link2.com, ladies and gentlemen. Ripple's still on the board. But for how long? Uphold 2, Kraken, Link2 shares. I mean, all of this stuff is here, and these many other products that are great too, that just sit outside of the crypto blockchain industry. Don't sleep on this. If you're not accredited, find out what you need to do to get accredited. If you're interested in getting these products, they are great people and great team over there. They can help you with anything you need. Let's get into it today. Protesters burn Bitcoin ATM machines as a demonstration against El Salvador president passing and making Bitcoin legal tender. So if you're wondering how things are going in El Salvador, no bueno. Okay, no bueno. That's about the extent of my Spanish there, even though that might not be what they speak there, but that's what I could do. Excuse me for my ignorance, but God bless the people there for saying what they need to say. Look, I mean, at the end of the day, I think no matter where you are in the world, you should be able to invest in these assets if you want to. The problem isn't whether they should be able to have access to Bitcoin or not. The problem is what are the real implications of allowing Bitcoin to actually be legal tender? I think it's a very damaging idea when you start to spread that notion throughout the world there. I don't want to sound like Gary Gensler here, but the reality is that, Bitcoin is not legal tender. It shouldn't be legal tender because it's too volatile. So if you have a damaged economy and people who are struggling to make ends meet, if you're looking to use this as legal tender, and today it's, $100 that you put in, and tomorrow it's $45 because of the swing in price, who's better for that when I'm trying to buy milk and bread? Now, if I'm buying that as an investment, and I'm willing to sit out those ups and downs, that's a whole nother ball game, but that's not legal tender. Looking right here, we see Prime XBT relisted XRP. How about that? Come on in, Prime XBT. Yeah, remember Femix did it too, and then there was another exchange that also had relisted XRP for margin trading out of Japan as well. So this is exciting to me, and how much longer before we see possibly Coinbase do the same thing? I don't know, but at some point I see it all happening. State and local governments are growing more interested in investing in cryptocurrencies for their pension funds and accepting crypto as payments. Now, this is really twofold. One, I feel like they see the upswing in cryptocurrencies. Two, I also believe that state and local governments see that there's going to be a massive correction at some point in the conventional markets. And this may be looked at as a hedge as well as an opportunity, right? Okay, right here we see North America's largest crypto exchange, Coinbase, has taken the first steps in making an application to allow futures for derivatives products on the platform. They're looking to expand. So at the same time, Coinbase isn't looking for any trouble out of the SEC, right? They were going to launch the lending platform. They got threatened that they were going to get sued. And by the way, still not out of the water on that, because Gary Gensler's SEC says that he believes most exchanges, if they have 50, 100 or more assets on the platform, it's very likely that the majority, or at least some of those assets, are in fact securities, which could get Coinbase sued on that notion alone. But we got some fire coming for you. You're going to hear some fire today. Charles Gasparino in just a second. A new clip for you from Neil Cavuto. We played the one from Liz Clayman this morning. If you're looking for both of those, go watch both of those videos. It is fire, and it's not going to stop because we have a tweet from moments ago that really suggests some incredible things are coming here very soon. So check this out really quickly here. This is an update because we covered it this morning's video. XRP lawsuit, SEC does not want Ripple to get access to the agency's notes about crypto regulation. Exactly. Yeah. That's the long and short of it. They are still writing letters going, hey, the in-camera review stuff, the documents that you asked for, Judge, we still believe that you shouldn't see it and they shouldn't either, right? I mean, there must be something quite damning in there. That's all I can tell you. Now, Charles Gasparino, in this clip we are about to watch, claims that sources within the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission told him that the reason why Ether is not deemed a security but a commodity by the regulator is the built out infrastructure of the blockchain has been operational for years, in opposition that they are saying that Ripple's infrastructure is still being built out. Well, listen, the XRP ledger is decentralized. Period. Ask David Schwartz. Ask Matt Hamilton, right? Nick Bogelis, they'll all tell you. Don't believe me. I'm just a YouTuber. That's above my pay grade. I know it because they know it. So let's hear this clip right now with Neil Cavuto and watch this exchange. And you'll hear at the end where that he makes that remark about the SEC people talking to him.
All right, the crypto craze is still on, but there are a lot of people trying to stall it or stop it. We've told you a lot about what the SEC wants to do, that this is the Wild West, doesn't really appreciate the Wild West nature of these sort of rogue investments here. Now a number of senators are also beginning to indicate they feel the same way. Charlie Gasparino has been way ahead of this story. Charlie, what's going on now?
You know, it's kind of a mess here, and you know, you just got to kind of take it piecemeal. At some point, you hope that there's something called the President's Working Group. It's the SEC, the CFTC, and the Treasury Department kind of put all their heads together and, regulate crypto as one entity instead of all this piecemeal stuff. Because it's clearly, if you think crypto has a future, if you think the infrastructure of crypto, which is the blockchain technology, is something that can be used, and I tell you, a lot of smart people do, including Jamie Dimon. This is a technology that can facilitate transactions in a much more seamless way. It does use these tokens to do so. If you believe in all that, this kind of piecemeal regulation and regulation by I guess enforcement action that the SEC has been doing is just not the way at it. Here's what we know, the latest of this, and it's some of the stuff that I've been picking up in the past, but it's starting to coalesce now with Gary Gensler, the new SEC chief, who's essentially looking not just at all this thing and looking to expand regulation of it, but he's looking at ways to regulate it where it encompasses what the SEC can do and takes in a broad swath of the crypto market comes under his control. And one way I think he's looking at doing it is through these crypto exchanges. You saw they brought a case against Coinbase recently. He wants to regulate the spot market on cryptocurrencies, and because he believes that just like the SEC has power, authority over spot markets in various securities, stocks, obviously, over the counter, it has some authority here, and it can essentially use its authority here to force these crypto exchanges to register with the SEC, to go through the process of formalizing everything, and so there's government oversight. At least that's what he's saying. But I will tell you this, Neil, the senators are reflecting what they're hearing from their constituents, including a lot of them in the crypto industry, that are going to Senator Toomey, as he was turning the screws a little bit on Gary Gensler yesterday, and saying, listen, we don't know how to comply with the law. The law is all over the place. These cryptocurrencies have aspects of stuff in them that looks like a security maybe, but it's also very much a currency. It's hybrid, and there are no sort of firm rules of the road, and we need guidance. And if you believe in this industry, which a lot of people do, the SEC has to step up and essentially get together with other regulators and figure out some sort of framework. I never thought I would say this as a libertarian market person, Neil, but maybe there's a need for another agency to look at this. Maybe the President's Working Group of those three agencies should be put together to create a separate agency that monitors crypto. And Hester Pierce, the crypto mom, the SEC commissioner, who's out in front on this, made some good points to me in a recent interview. She was saying, "Listen, Charlie, because we have all this sort of piecemeal regulation, the innovation is moving overseas in blockchain, and not only that, we need. Why don't we just call a timeout on this stuff and have a safe harbor where all these sort of cryptocurrencies, are not considered securities, they are considered currencies or something else, and this way we can sort through the problem, which is what we need to do is get the technology down and allow these sort of innovations to occur, because they're not occurring as fast as they should because of the sort of the loose. I mean, listen, this is gray area, right? I mean, I can make a case that Ethereum is a security because it was used to build out. Ether is a security because it was used to build, or Ethereum was created by securities, was used,
and Charlie,
was financed by
hasn't the train
securities.
already left the station? I mean, it's kind of hard to put the genie back, in the bottle here,
Well, every day there's innovation, and I have said that. Look at it this way: you had Bitcoin, number one. You had which financed some blockchains. You had Ethereum, which was financed through other cryptocurrencies, and then you got Ripple, and they stopped Ripple. Yeah. Ripple was the third biggest, with XRP was its currency, and now they basically stopped that. The SEC is suing over that. So.
Now listen very carefully to what he says here about what officials are telling him behind the scenes about why Ethereum got the free pass and why Ripple hasn't. And remember, XRP Ledger is decentralized, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to what is told to Charles Gasparino here. And it doesn't line up with the complaint of the SEC lawsuit against Ripple either.
It is stifling some degree of regulation, whether it's good or bad. I kind of think it's bad, but You know, they'll come out and say this is the Wild West. But it's interesting, though, if you look at what the point I was trying to make about Ethereum, when they created that blockchain, you know, they used securities to create it. They sold stuff to create it. So it's technically a security. But now it trades like a commodity. So what is it? Is it, I mean, should that be held to the same standard as Ripple? Yes, you would think. But then now they're saying Ripple is a little different because they're still financing it out, building it out. So those, whatever they use.
And still financing and building it out? No way. And look, I mean, I think Charles is being diplomatic here, and we appreciate what Charles is doing, but he's being fed a line about that right there. And I tell you, you know, Charles is going to figure that out not too long from now, and I think we can all help him figure it out sooner rather than later.
Used to finance it out is still a security. So this is the gray, weird area that we're dealing with. And it sounds like how many angels can dance on the head of a pin, but it's stifling a multi-gazillion-dollar industry, Neil. Back to you.
There you have it. Shout out to Charles Gasparino, man. And shout out to DAI. As I said in this morning's video, he wouldn't be on this trail if it wasn't for DAI's video that came out, 2 days ago now? And that is amazing. And I think all of us need to do the professional, with etiquette, politely, share information, tag Charles Gasparino so he can get schooled up on the little details. I don't know if he realizes that, you know, XRP was created when OpenCoin was the business, and then Ripple was created as a company after XRP, and then it was gifted to Ripple, the company. So it's not even the same. It's apples and oranges compared to the ICO that Ethereum has done, right? So we'll keep that in mind as well. And again, shout out to Charles for all his effort. And he told us there'll be more to come in the days and weeks to come. So very, very exciting. But guess what just broke now? This was just moments ago, about an hour ago. Breaking. Legal sources tell Fox Business the next year will be crucial to cryptocurrency regulation. SEC enforcement cases against Ripple and possibly Coinbase. GOP lawmakers now asking Gary Gensler to provide some uniform framework for his regulation and whether the regulation by enforcement is appropriate. Jay Clayton's decision to sue Ripple may have been staff decision, but staff will have to explain key differences between Ripple and XRP and Ethereum, which has escaped regulatory scrutiny thanks to John Deaton. Yeah. Shout out to John Deaton as well at his lawsuit. Get popcorn ready. Charles Gasparino says, this ain't over by a long shot, ladies and gentlemen, by a long shot. Now, let me tell you, this is pretty remarkable stuff. So shout out to John Deaton, shout out to Digital Asset Investors, shout out to Charles Gasparino, Neil Cavuto, and Liz Clayman, I believe it is, for all of them taking up this story, which I believe is one of the biggest stories in financial history right here. We're watching this happen, and there is going to be a huge problem for Gary Gensler and anyone else from the SEC to be able to explain the key differences of how they overlooked the initial coin offering of Ethereum and trying to explain the difference between that and Ripple, and knowing that they are now trying to change the narrative that doesn't even fit the lawsuit. There's nothing in the Ripple lawsuit that says a thing about the fact that Ripple's still building out their network. Oh, more to come, everybody. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, leave a comment below. Make sure you check out I Trust Capital. It is the best gold, crypto, silver IRA on the planet. The only thing better than buying crypto is buying tax-free crypto. Don't believe me? Click the link. I'll see you on the next one.